For the sake of innocent parties indirectly involved, I will not mention any names or schools in this video. Although this is public knowledge, the purpose of sharing my perspective of this story isn't to indulge anyone's entertainment, but to highlight that all students need the best of us, even when we don't know what path they will go down later. This is I wouldn't say sad, but unfortunate story that is becoming all too common because of a sick minority culture that influences the youth to indulge and embrace chaos as a norm. For the full story and open details regarding this crime, please subscribe to my mailing list of The Teacher Show, where I have all the information available exclusively to subscribers in the description and pinned comment below.
In 2013, I was a technology paraprofessional who worked in a computer lab. Now, for those who don't know what a paraprofessional is, it is an hourly position for employees who supported salaried teachers. Another name is a school aide, as they helped out where needed. Now, during this time, I worked at an elementary school and students would have technology specials in my classroom. I had each grade level on a rotation once a week. There was a young African-American male who was extremely bright. He had charisma where everyone, all the students wanted to hang out with him. He had a take charge sort of attitude. The only problem is he kept getting into trouble. So I took it upon myself to be a short-term mentor. I remember having him near my desk and asking him one day, "What are you good at? What do you want to do when you're older?" You probably guessed his answer, as it's a very unoriginal aspiration for majority young African-American boys. "Play basketball," he said. So we conversed about how he planned to get better and train to one day make it into the NBA. For the remainder of this story, we will refer to the young man as Hoop Dreams. It was an adorable time, but yet it was a dream deferred. The young man would eventually leave the 5th grade and transfer out the district. I would later run into him as an 8th grader in 2016, where he returned to the school district I worked at as a middle school technology teacher. "You remember me, huh?" I asked him. "Yeah, Mr. Johnson, I remember you. How's that jump shot coming along?" "It's alright. I don't know if I'll be here long, though." "Why is that?" "My mom and brother is going to be moving again soon." He sat Twizzler twisting his dreads, pretty despondent. I knew that the boy I briefly mentored and taught was starting to fade from existence. True to his word, 2 months went by, and like that, he had transferred, never for me to hear from him again or hear about him again. Until in 2019, a report is released about 2 black males driving with one friend, shooting the other over a watch. At this time, Hoop Dreams was 17 years old. He had already been in and out of juvenile detention centers, constantly. One night, he and his 2 friends, a co-conspirator and the soon-to-be murder victim, went for a joyride in a truck they stole earlier. During their little New Jersey drive, Hoop Dreams noticed the gold watch of his victim. "Say, that's a nice watch you got." "Yeah, I got it as a gift," the victim says. "Yeah, you about to come off that." The getaway driver stops the vehicle at a nearby cemetery for some poetic justice as the victim and Hoop Dreams tussle. The victim escapes the truck only to be shot once in the back to bring his sprinting to a slow crawl. Hoop Dreams makes it over to the victim. "Man, we supposed to be boys. I know your mama, you know my mama, man, we grew up together." None of that matters. As the young man cries out, Hoop Dreams laughs maniacally, cocking back his .40 caliber pistol. The getaway driver handed him and unloads lead into him, the lights that didn't bother to pick up for writing throughout school. With a geyser of blood spurting out from his now former friend, Hoop Dreams finally gets the goal he cheated for. The driver and Hoop Dreams speed off from the graveyard, leaving their victim lifeless as the citizens of the dead welcome their own.
This is truly a crime story of how friends become frenemies in the span of one night, the Ouroboros eating its own tail as African-American male crimes continues to devour its own kind. In one setting, we see a whole litany of 7 deadly and undeadly sins such as betrayal, jealousy, envy, sociopathy, deception, death. It gets no kookier than this. At this time, I had no idea that the shooter was none other than the bright-eyed basketball-inspired young man that sat at my desk as a fifth grader a whole decade ago. In 2023, I learned that the killer was the young man when he was finally convicted of first-degree murder. I had to sit with my feelings on this. I really felt the range of responsibility. What could I have done differently as a teacher to alter the trajectory of his decisions? This incident shocked me because all I saw was a little boy with an afro sit at my desk wanting to be the best basketball player he could possibly be when he got older. But when I looked online and looked at photos of him in the courtroom, what I stared at was the eyes of a young adult whose heart became as black as the darkest night. No remorse, no guilt, just a young man embracing the demon time side of part of his existence. Here's an even crazier detail about this whole situation. The victim that the former fifth graders, hoop dreams as we called them in the story, that he murdered was a fourth grade student that for another campus that I subbed for just a year prior to meeting that young man when I was actually substitute teaching across many other districts. What's even crazier is that what I've learned from a Facebook post is Hoop Dreams wore Another Angel Gets His Wings t-shirt to this victim's funeral. The kid, the fourth grader actually subbed for, actually attending his funeral and visiting his open casket right there in front of his family during the 2019 situation when the family didn't even know how their child actually got murdered in the first place. That truly showed me how wicked each generation is becoming. And these young people are just built differently now. Deeper selfishness and no remorse or no regret. Again, if you want to see the full story uncut for more specific details and locations, then sign up to the mailing list, the teacher show in the description and pinned comment below. Teaching can be a circus, and sometimes it cultivates some killer clowns. All the more reason for you to decide whether you want to navigate or escape education. Subscribe to this channel and my mailing list to learn how to do both. The choice is yours. Take care and God bless.